Not frustrating? The Tigers weekend. 3-0, Tiger fans. 3-0, the first time in franchise history that the Tiger team has opened with 3 consecutive one-run victories. First team since Arizona to do it in 2012. All that courtesy of Elias Sports. Let's go through these games over the weekend. Maeda not great on Saturday, but a lot was pretty damn good. Parker Meadows, who isn't off to a great start at the plate. He has 1 hit, but it was a triple. Scored a run on the first. Made that great catch on the wall in that game on Saturday. I'm not sure if it would have got over, but it was still a fine running catch, as our guy Double D Dan Dickerson says. Mark Canha had a home run. He had a huge RBI as well. Alex Lang comes into the game. It was 6-6. He walks the bases loaded. And here comes maybe the best part of the weekend. There's 1 out. Will Vest comes in, inherits 1 out, bases loaded, and coaxes a ground ball to third. And McKinstry behind third, who's not considered their best defensive third baseman, fields it, takes 2 steps, maybe 3 steps, transfers the ball from glove to throwing hand before he gets to the bag, touches the bag, and lets a throw, an absolute seed across the infield go in the dirt. Great scoop by Torque to get a 5-3 double play, end the threat, keep the game tied at 6. This is an example of timely, great defense helping you win. They're not perfect by any stretch of the imagination defensively over the weekend, but that was an awesome play that in a lot of ways saved the game, a game they eventually won in extra innings. What a moment that was.
It was, and there were moments all weekend long that you had you thinking, maybe this team is better than we thought they were going to be. Is this a better than average baseball team? Can they be better than 500? I think they can. Well, and people are going to want to poo-poo the start of the season because it's Chicago, and Chicago's not very good. But like we said earlier, you can't get off to a good start in the season unless you get off to a good start. So you have to beat this team, all right? We're not thumping our chest about it. The pitching that you got in Game 1 and Game 3, the starting pitching was awfully good, and it's a really good sign if Jack Flaherty did what he did in the spring. And the last couple starts in the spring, he was really good.
That was Sunday's game. We'll get to that in a minute. But also on Saturday, Shelby Miller, 2 great innings. And how about the use of Carson Kelly, who comes up with that single up the middle in the 10th to give the Tigers a 7-6 lead. Carson Kelly's one of those signings that I'm sure excited a scintilla of a percentage of our audience, but he helped them win that game Saturday with a huge pinch hit moment, which is good use by A.J. Hinch. All the bullpen calls he made, I mean, the one that didn't work, Vest got him out of that mess. So all good on Saturday. And then on Sunday, you mentioned Flaherty. I'm skeptical, okay? Very skeptical.
Reason to be.
But I'm also, this is one that I would be ecstatic to be wrong about. I mean, I'm not so desperate to be right about something that I would be mad if Flaherty's actually good. Long way to go to proving that, but he was good on Sunday.
Yeah, he was very good on Sunday, and somehow the mid-90s fastball can be overpowering. Well, it is if you can locate it, and if it's got movement, which looks like he's got right now, and it's a good start. It's one start, but it's one in the plus column, and as long as you have more of those than not, you're gonna be fine. They didn't throw a ton of money at either of these free agent starters, with Maeda being the other one, but they threw enough that makes you say, oh, they got to get something out of it. Particularly when you send Matt Manning down out of spring training.
Yep.
And Matt Manning goes out and pitches, I think, 5 1/3 and gave up a run at Toledo in his first start. He looked very good. So I go back to something Bobby Scales said yesterday. I was driving in the car heading home and or getting to my brother's house for Easter, and I heard Bobby Scales say on the broadcast, because they were talking about Matt Manning getting sent down. He says, you can get bitter or you can get better. I'm like, that's a good way to put it. Mm-hmm. I'm sure it's not the first time people have heard that, but it's the first time that I remember hearing it.
Bobby Scales knows from his career.
Yes, and Matt Manning's going to try to make the most of it. Ryan Kreidler is going to have to try to do the same thing, and he didn't get off to a great start in the minors so far, but it's 6 at bats, big deal. But this team needs to hit on the guys that they're bringing in to the fold, right? This is a big thing. This is big for everybody. It's big for Scott Harris. It's big for the Tigers. It's big for A.J. Hinch, because I assume that A.J. Hinch and Scott Harris are talking about players they're going to bring to the fold. So when you bring in a Maeda and a Jack Flaherty, and you bring in Shelby Miller, and you go and bring back Andrew Chafin, who takes a year off from the Tigers, but you're going to bring him back, you better get it right. And so far, most of those guys have gotten right. When you bring in Mark Canha, and you're going to rely on Carson Kelly to be the other catcher, Gio Urshela, these are moves that you want to pay off. And so far, they've paid off, albeit in a very, measured way. It's those Chicago White Sox. Let's see how they do the rest of the week. But these are the games where you have to take advantage of. And last year, the Tigers, once they got out of the first month of the season, were a better than 500 baseball team. And they were a team that owned their own division. Good start here, owning the division with a 3-0 start.
Well, and then the calls in the bullpen yesterday. Chafin gave up the bomb and a walk, but, you don't expect perfection. But then for the second time, he put in somebody to throw. A.J. Hinch put in somebody to take on the 8th inning in Holton, and he kept them out there for the 9th. So that's twice in the first 3 games that he didn't follow the script. This is my 8th inning guy. This is my 9th inning guy. He pitched Chafin to the extra batter into the 9th on opening day, and he pitched Tyler Holton into the 9th for an extra batter in game 3. And, exactly. It worked. They both worked to perfection. The bullpen usage has been great. Now, other things that worked out, Gio Urshela, who was known for his glove, made a great play behind third base yesterday. That was huge. Kerry Carpenter and Jake Rogers hit solo homers. Andy Ibanez with a pinch hit in the top of the 9th inning, and it comes through with an RBI. That's a always stay ready, so you don't have to get ready kind of moment, and awesome. But the bullpen, 12 2/3, 4 hits, 105 batting average against, 0.67 walks and hits per innings pitched.
Yeah, and the pitching staff as a whole, their ERA is off to a great start. It's well below 3, and the WHIP is well below 1. Those are great numbers to have. I think it's a 29-5 strikeout to walk ratio. That's huge. They're not giving the free pass away, and that's important.
Now there's some stuff that